There are years in your life where not much seems to happen, and then there are years where everything seems to happen all at once. And are you ready for that? Because at the start of this year, I certainly was not. So, this is me sharing the lessons learned along the way, which I think are my most defining lessons at 32. So, if you're interested, do stick around. Welcome to Aligned and Flowing. It's my birthday. Well, I'm recording on my birthday. And this video is some birthday reflections and might be a bit of a rambling video. I've shared earlier that I used to have a terrible case of the birthday blues in my late teens and in my 20s. I used to be a planner. I had a plan for how my life should work out. And I also had lofty standards, ideals, and expectations, coupled with a very bad habit of moving the goalpost when I was just about to reach it. So naturally, I felt like I was always falling short, and that led to the birthday blues. I overcame the birthday blues in my 30s because I learned grace for myself and for the people and circumstances around me. The beauty of developing grace is that it allows you to flow through life with grace. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because see, the thing is, we can choose to fight with life or flow with life. And how that feels in your body and for the people around you is completely different. There are going to be things that happen in life that are not what we want or not what we plan for, but how we respond to them is what changes the game. You can choose to respond in a way that serves both you and the people around you, even when the situation is not what you would have chosen for yourself. And it's not something that I learned the easy way. I learned the hard way after trying to throw tantrums and trying to have my own way and trying to lawyer it out or trying to argue it out. You can always choose grace because it helps you to breathe easier in your body and flow easier with life. Another important thing that comes with grace is resilience, actually deep trust in your own resilience. That no matter what happens in life, you can and you will always bounce back. And if you need some time to stay down, that's fine. Stay down, recover, and get back up. Having confidence in your own ability to bounce back allows you to take more risks, take more chances, and that makes for a really interesting life. And coming with grace and resilience is your ability to pivot. Something may not work out. Your job may not be going as planned. Your passion project might crash and burn. But you still know that you can try something else. As long as you focus on the lessons that you learned, you take that and you keep moving forward. The ability to pivot is so important in the world where we live in, where everything is changing at such a rapid pace. Resilience and pivot. It doesn't work, we are going to try something else. That doesn't work, we are going to try something else. And if that doesn't work, there's still something else. There's always a whole bunch of options that you can try. And grace, resilience, ability to pivot. Failing in public. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and we were discussing how failing in public is one of the most terrifying things. that you could do building in public with actually it was building in public and risking failing in public. And actually, maybe that's what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. It's not something that I came to with a whole existing skill set or that I've learned. It's different to practicing law, which I've studied and worked on for over 10 years and had people around me from whom I could learn. And that this is new, and I know that I have a lot to learn along the way. And it's also scary because you're putting yourself out there and there are people who are way better than you, but you're still trying. You're still trying because maybe some of what you're saying could be trite and what everyone is saying, or it could be something far out of the left field, but it's your perspective. And you get to share that and be creative with that and play with that. And maybe it's going to help one person say, hey, maybe this is something that I can incorporate into my life. Or if she's doing it, I can do it too, which is what I'm hoping I would be able to share and impart over here. And failing in public is usually scary. Actually, building in public and failing in public is scary more often than not because we are so worried about what other people would think. And here's the thing, nobody cares. Nobody cares because everyone's busy with their own lives and they've got their bills to pay and they're focused on that. So your little rambly YouTube video might not be their priority. And in a living on a planet that's spinning around in such a vast universe, and you're just a tiny speck. We are a tiny speck in a vast universe, in a little blue planet that is spinning on an axis. And like, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter a lot. And when you look at it in that perspective, the fear immediately falls off. And when you take the fear out, you have more space and room to experiment, take chances, fail, learn, get back up, and keep moving forward. So, life, I've learned, and we all know, will not go as planned. But sometimes if you get out of your way, it can actually be better. The doors that close can actually be redirection. And I always believe that when the universe closes a door, it at least opens a window. And that window might lead to the greatest adventure that you've ever had. And that's what I'm really looking at. That's how I am learning to reframe my life as. Life can be a grand adventure. It can be interesting things that you've tried, experienced, experimented with, the chances you've taken, and that all makes for this beautiful fabric, this amazing story that you are weaving together. And I remember listening to this Steve Jobs quote. It was like he was talking at a commencement speech, I think, where he says you can only connect the dots backwards. When we are going through something, we really can't see how it's going to work out, but it only makes sense once it's all done and dusted and it's behind you, and that's only when you can see it. And I can totally understand that because see, I have been trained to see 20 steps forward. And sometimes when you're going through your own personal transformation, you don't necessarily see everything until you go through that. And I used to be very impatient with that. I'm like, I want to see the whole picture. This is bits and pieces. It's so murky. I can't see the whole picture. I want to see it now. But you can't. You just can't. And grace to flow with it, grace with the not knowing, very important, and patience as well. Patience as in not to sit around, but patience to know that you will know what you need to know at any given point in time, and that's good enough. That's all you need to know. Another tough one has been perfectionism. Even when I'm working on YouTube videos, I feel like it needs to be perfect, and there are so many other great creators who are doing such amazing content, and I'm like, ooh, I want to try all of this, but no. Perfectionism doesn't really work. Perfectionism gets in the way, and it's actually procrastination in the form of perfectionism. And I'm learning that I don't need to be perfect. I'm learning on the job, I'm sharing on the job, and that's how it's gonna be. And I watched this really, she's a really great creator, and she's going through her own transformation. And she's developed a really great YouTube channel, and how she felt like she was falling short. And she's been creating for over 10 years. And that's when I realized that this feeling of perfectionism and falling short is not something that's ever truly going to go away. But it's part of this ride that we are on of trial and error, of learning, and just keep moving forward, I guess. From all of this rambles, to sum up, I have had one of the best years in my life because I've not sat around, looked pretty, and waited for someone else to come and rescue me. I have decided this year to get into the driving seat in my life, literally. Ooh, that reminds me. I am also now working on my driving. I'm someone who's had my license but never got around to driving. And I think it's almost metaphorical there that I finally feel comfortable to drive around. Don't expect someone else to be your knight in shining armor when you can be your own. So this is not a polished video. It's a raw and real rambling video. So to sum up, what have I learned along the way? Grace, resilience, pivot, confidence to build and fail in public, let go of perfectionism. And you know what? I think that's the real 30s glow up. Until next time.